Thank you guys. I bought cake. I bought a piece of cake so I can share with you. It's a bit messy because it was a bit um it's not entirely frozen, but and it's really hot here. And instead of mate today, I'm going to have a glass of beer, guys, because here it's really hot. Usually, my birthday, um, it tends to be like, I wouldn't say the hottest day of the year, but probably it's if it's not the hottest day, it tends to be very close to be the hottest day of the season. So definitely, a lot of very cold, like drinks, and even like the food. We have food like just like cold, without because it's really hot. It's really hot. Wait, the cake was real? No, the cake is real. Yes, this is just a part. It's like, it's like the pink. Yes, the I have the moon thing. I have it on the fridge because that part I'm going to give it to my godson. I'm going to share it with him because you can eat the moon. It's not like a prop, actually it's eatable. You can eat it. So I was saving it for him. Yes, but yes, it's real. It's real. My dad ordered that for me. um so yes, cheers, guys. So, well, happy anniversary for our channel. I say our because we made it together. Like, you came with the recommendations, the ideas, the feedback. So for me, it's like teamwork. Like, I haven't, like, I think I couldn't have been able to do this without your feedback, guys. Of course, I think that everything that you create, uh, it's very important to have someone on the other side that responds to it, so yes. Cheers. I have an energy drink that tastes like red sour patch. So how are you guys? Mira, the cake, it just has this, this sweet thing here. It's what we call dulce de leche. That is like, it's like Nutella, but um it's sweet. It's like a sweet past, but and then yes, the part of the, I don't know how you say, how do you say bizcochuelo? Well, the cake, the part of the cake, it's vanilla, because actually I'm and this you will notice as I'm eating it. I actually don't like very sweet cakes. This is why I like this person that does personalized cakes, because, as you know, I cannot eat like dairy products, so, for example, cream and stuff. So when they decorate, the outside, like, I try to have it as plain as a plain cake as it can get, with the ingredients. I don't like it to be like a lot of flavors and fruits and things in it. I just want a bit of dulce de leche in the middle, for the pie to be a bit moisturized, and that's it. Yeah. Yes, lactose intolerance. Yes. And actually, after my mom passed away, actually, it had been a few years that I actually didn't have cake for my birthday because she was the one that used to make me the cakes, and I just wouldn't want anyone. I'm the kind of person that I go to birthdays, but I cannot have cake. So she used to make the cake for me. So after she passed away, like I had gone like 1 or 2 years without having cake because I just missed so much the way she used to make it, that actually it was like very plain, like um but for me it was because it wasn't plain. It was made accordingly to what I can eat, and it was, for me, it was the most delicious cake ever. And so I wouldn't want to taste, another. And then I found this lady that actually she's the one that I had been hiring her services to do my godson's cake, then my dad's cake. For Father's Day, I also asked her to do like a sort of like breakfast, kind of like, gift of delicious things to eat for breakfast with him. And she definitely got my essence, what I wanted from a cake. I was like, I want a cake that, yes, I love the cake to be beautiful and everything, but I just want a regular cake. Like, I don't want different. I remember she gave me a list of all the ingredients that she could put in the middle. Like, and I was like, I just want a regular cake. I don't, I don't, I just don't like when the cake is too sweet. When it has so much stuff in it, my stomach cannot handle it either. Mm. She will eat cheesecake or funnel cake. Oh. The dulce de leche was made with almond milk or something similar. Yes. Oh, thank you, Miss Rubia. Gracias. Gracias. Thank you. Thank you, Hope. Welcome, Hope. Um, Actually, the dulce de leche, it's made. That's why it's called dulce de leche, because it has milk on it. But that's a sort of like um, candy that it's it's because of the amount of sugar that it is. It has a flavor. So I can eat that because it's like, yes, it has milk, but somehow it's like, like disguised with other tastes. It's not just plain milk. For example, uh, I can eat certain things that have like other flavors in it. For example, yogurt. In the case of yogurt, I can have yogurt, but it has to be, I don't know, with I don't know, like um, a strawberry flavor or vanilla flavor. But if it is flavored with something, I can eat it probably. But in the case of butter, cream, cheese, and milk, I just cannot, because those are straight, like coming out of the family of dairy, and my stomach cannot stand it. If you disguise it with other things, probably I can handle it. Dulce de leche is too sweet. I usually don't use that much of sugar. Oh, yeah. Also, that's the thing. Also, that I like. That's why, I usually, I remember my mom used to make this very giant, like this tall kind of cakes, and I would have it for like 2 weeks on my fridge because like, and I wouldn't want to share it with anyone because since it was customized for me, like, it's not just a regular cake. It's my cake. I wait a whole year to eat this cake, not like regular people that just happen to eat cake every time, every chance they get to when they go to a party or birthday party. I have to wait for my birthday cake to have cake, so I'm a bit jealous of my cake. But that's, I think that's not the sentiment right now. Like I probably get excited when I get the cake, but then eventually I get a bit tired of it, and then I share it with other people because I will not finish it on my own. I don't know why, but probably when something is too sweet, probably I'm not a fan of sweet things, of too sweet things. Um, I don't know why. I don't. I guess I prefer salty things, but not sweet. And this that she put here as a decoration is called bonobon. Do you have it? I think that you do have it in your countries. Bonobon. You do have it in your countries. Bonobon. Oh, you don't know what it is? It's called. I mean, the brand is called Bon o Bon with a B with. I think that the paste, the sweet that it has in it, it's it's made of almond as well. But yeah, I'm usually the kind of person that this you shouldn't do also. That I usually eat the parts that I want and then I leave the, the decorations. So this is why I cannot have something to eat like on my own because I just cannot finish eating. And you know why? If you like offer me like a piece of cake, probably I'm like, or a piece of something, food. And I probably I look at it and I'm like, yes, thank you, I will have it. But then I cannot finish it. I cannot eat it. My stomach is really small actually. I had always had like a very small stomach. Um, Now that I'm older and that I have a thyroid, people probably think that because I look a bit like, religious that I do like food or that I eat a lot, but actually I don't. I don't eat a lot. And the other day, I was like, I don't know why, I saw a clip of Utah talking about food, and he mentioned something also about him not being able to finish his food. I think that it was a video of him when they did that, when they were in all the members, NCT 127 members, when they were in quarantine in the rooms, that they did record a video of them like spending that day in quarantine, and they did like this sort of vlog. And when he got the food delivery to his room, the food service, he was like, I never. At first, he was really excited, but then he showed like the plate that he really didn't get to eat that much. Like he cannot finish the whole thing. That he needs others to help him finish a plate, and and I swear I'm the same, guys. I swear I am the same, and this is not because probably when I was younger and I was naturally skinny, I had always been skinny when I was younger before I got thyroid. I had always been a skinny kid. So I remember that people were like, oh, you don't eat much. Like, you are very skinny. Why don't you eat that much? But I don't know. Maybe this was my physique. But I always tell this that I just cannot eat that much. I guess I get full very fast, and I cannot eat. Like, actually, it makes me feel bad if I keep eating. Um, and I was thinking about that Yuta said this, and I don't know why it did remind me of the moon in Scorpio placement, because I remember I did read in a book about moon in Scorpio babies, and how that's why we have a moon in Scorpio, because when one of the characteristics of being a moon in Scorpio is that coming into life is very traumatic for us. We tend to have a near death situation when we arrive to this world. And we also have a lot of like traumas when it comes to accepting nourishment, because like somehow holding really tight to life and being afraid also of being alive, and I remember that because I was born very prematurely, and I was in these sort of incubators. Like, I was like in the hospital for 2 months, because like I wasn't developed enough. Like, my lungs weren't developed. Like, even my nose wasn't open when I was born, because I was very tiny. I was very tiny, very premature. Um, so they for those 2 months they had to like feed me and give me these ingredients in these sort of like tubes, to provide, uh, I guess, like supplements or nutrients, to help me grow. And I think that also has to do with my intolerance to lactose. That somehow I didn't get the experience of having, like, you know, going through the breastfeeding of my mother. Like, somehow I was fed through a tube. I was in a, you know, I didn't get, like, the connection that the baby has with the milk of the mother, with the warm embrace of the mother. No, I was in a machine somehow. So I think that when I think about, this sort of rejection that we have towards certain like food, towards certain like nutrients, and, oh, I cannot eat this, I'm allergic to this, I don't like this, oh, I just cannot eat this enough, because I don't I it seems I have like a rejection towards nu- just enjoying food, for example. And so I always think about that, about my arriving to this world in this very artificial kind of environment that somehow like give me the nutrients that I didn't have. That naturally, when you are a newborn, you have your mother. That the mother, is that first contact that you have with what is uh, good for you. The food, the milk, the warmth of a mother, the embrace of a mother. So I'm sure I was well taken care of in the hospital, but I think that it's not the same to be in a machine. That to be in the embrace of your mother. It's not the same. Um, and also, I think that when sometimes we talk about not being very loving and affectionate, I think that also it has to do with not having that warmth, the first experience. Like, somehow there's a disconnection between those months that you you were apart from your mother and you were assisted by other people that I'm sure they did their best, of course, but I don't know. I was born in in the 80s, guys. So now I know that probably the nurses are a bit more into the psychology of the baby, and the whole baby experience, and also this very strong belief that the baby is aware of everything. That when I was born, actually, nurses just did their job. They just had like a few hours to actually go and change the baby and help, but it wasn't like you had a very loving and nurse for yourself, that she would come and hug you and be with you. It was a very automatic kind of assistance. Mm. Yeah, me too, because of Moon in the eighth house, my mom almost aborted me, but thanks to universe, I'm here. Yes, but you were born a more tough situation. Yes, but I think that also like makes us a bit, like there's a barrier between energetically between people and us, and also like between people offering things to us. Like we are a bit in disbelief in that sense. We are a bit like, oh yes, thank you, but I am okay. Like no, I don't need anything. I am okay by myself. Even if you actually want it, but there's a sort of like alarm in you, like, why are you offering me this? What do you want from me? Like like this sort of like defense that we are not used to that. Probably there are people that are more comfortable with the idea of being um, always like spoiled, or always like somehow it seems like people guess their needs and they are like, okay, here for you. And in my case it's like, no, thank you, I'm fine on my own. If I don't do it on my own, like if I don't make it, I don't want it from someone else. I don't want someone to give me something away. I want to work for it, or I want to earn it, or somehow I don't know, like I want it to be like difficult somehow, to have a sort of um, like effort, because I think that it has to do with when you are born from a very traumatic experience, like is like you could potentially die, or your mother could potentially die, or abortions happened before or after you, or the mother's own fears when you're born. Those things you carry it with you. You carry it with you because somehow when you're born in the womb, you absorb all that. So somehow it's like, okay, I know I'm struggling, and even though I am alive and I'm breathing and I know that I am already here, like I made it, I still fear that something is going to come from the exterior to somehow hurt me. So I have to shield myself. So it's weird. Not me. I usually just take it. The universe wants to give you the service. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that trusting. No, no. But yes, it depends. It depends from who comes from. But I'm always suspicious. I'm always suspicious. Like that's for me. I'm always like like always, always. And it doesn't have anything to do with the person. It's just that, yeah, yes, it's exactly, Miss Julia. It's all like here in the unconscious. I always feel like I battled, like, even before I was born. I think that I held on so tight to make it, that I just I guess I live my life with all that fear of what if I die? What if someone wants to take something from me? Like there's this survival instinct. Survival instinct. Yeah, it's too sweet. Too sweet. Oh, but I was thinking, I do not have any Capricorn tattoos. I should get one. I should get a Capricorn tattoo. Actually, I always wanted to get like um a Jupiter sign tattoo. But if I had a Capricorn, I would do a very tiny one because yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I don't feel so like it represents like the need to really have it on my skin. I just have to say that I'm a Capricorn, and I guess because I always feel like we are not that well represented. I think that the characteristic that follows as Capricorn is not very attractive. I think that when I think about Capricorn, I always feel like either it doesn't represent me, or I cannot say that because I'm a double Capricorn, so I even have Mercury in Capricorn, so I cannot say that. I have the Scorpio placements that I have them on a 10th house. That is the house of Capricorn. So, so somehow I cannot say that, oh, the energy of Capricorn is totally strange for me. But I think that we should like somehow like change our change a few things about being a Capricorn. I think that I trust the astrologers of this new generation of probably the Gen Z astrologers to come up with with a different like um characteristic for Capricorn, because I feel not represented. And I think that I know that they had to give that archetype to someone, oh, the hardworking one. Oh, yes, the one that follows the rules. Oh, yes, the one yes, that is very well behaved and is. But I feel so not represented inside. Yeah, those cake decoration is sweet. When they say you're boring, I've got complex for this current. What I can say about me is that I'm extremely loyal. I'm extremely loyal. That's why I just don't just engage or don't just open my heart to just anyone, because um, I am very, very, very like, if you are my people, I will defend you until the end of times. But I guess that's my placements in Scorpio more. That I am very loyal. I'm very loyal. I never forget about my people. Never. Um, um, but it takes a while for me to be like, oh, okay, you are deserving of my trust. The thing is, you move like a Capricorn. Yeah, and it's weird because sometimes that people think that we Capricorn, we are very professional and we are go-getters, and sometimes I feel very dumb. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I think I never was a person. I'm not dumb, um, but I had played dumb just to ignore a few people. But I'm not dumb at all. Um, but sometimes I think my reasoning is slower than the rest. That's something that I totally admire for air placements. For example, if you put me next to a Gemini or an Aquarius or someone that has placements in Gemini or Aquarius, I always am slow compared to them. Uh, and in that case, I feel so envious of how fast reacting they are, and I feel so slow in that sense. Like for them to learn and absorb a knowledge is really easy, and for me, it's like it seems like my brain is going in slow motion. I eventually get there, but I just feel so embarrassed with myself. Like, I'm supposed to get this quick, because actually I always been very fast at not absorbing, but for example, when I write handwriting, I am very fast when I handwrite. When I type as well. So, but my brain is like the absorbance of information. I'm like, why is it so slow for me? I don't know. The gossiping, you're a professional. You almost strangled the girl for being a professional. The gossipy Libra. The gossipy Libra. The gossipy Libra. And I think that in that sense, I do feel represented when I see, that the voice Chuchum is my bias. Not my bias, my birthday twin. And there are a lot of clips of him whenever he plays games, or when he even physical games like with balls, for example. He always gets hits in the head, or he always is like it seems like he's so absorbing his experience that he has like the slowest reaction when the others are very fast. And it's hilarious because sometimes I feel like that as well. I feel like in my mind, I feel like things are running pretty fast. But when I have to move my body, it's slow. And I just cannot stand it. I cannot. Mental speed is not a surgical thing. And I have ADHD and move at slow speed. Oh my. So I wanted to ask you guys, since we are talking about, since we're talking about the anniversary of the, I have this a small candle here that it's for my birthday. So it's going to be for the anniversary of the channel, so we can keep growing, expanding, and also that we can come up with greater ideas, so we can share much more like uh, feedbacks and opinions, and also a lot of like just share how we feel about our favorites, about life, about ourselves, and just have this very like safe place, where you actually feel like, okay, you can share your opinion and no one is going to judge you or tell you how you should feel about a certain situation. So yes, I'm happy for the anniversary of the channel. So let's go for more content that I have like better ideas, greater ideas, and that we can have like much people like us joining the community. And yes, the people that don't resonate with the way we do things, they can keep distance. I actually suck with fire. And I ever since I was young, I always get burned with things. And actually, one friend of mine that she is an astrologer. She was like, you know why you get born? Because you do not have like much fire placements. Like actually, I think the only placement that I have in fire, it's my no, Capricorn, no, my, I have something in Sagittarius. It's not Uranus. Probably it's Uranus. But there's something I have in Sagittarius, and that's the only placement that I have. So she was like, "That's why you, because you do not have fire placements. That's why you always get burned." Like fire doesn't work with me. I have a lot of water. Yes, yes, guys. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year for us. It's just that we have to take it slow. Not overanalyzing it. Just yes, yes. No, no, no. I do not have that. Yes, I no. Yes, I'm just clumsy. Yeah, yeah. It's true. There are people that are just genius, and I'm very clumsy. Very clumsy. This cake, it's too sweet. Like I told you, I'm not going to finish it. I almost set my house on fire and I have an Aries Mars. Yeah, it's so sweet. Oh my. Um, so, in your opinion, the people that are here, for you, since you joined the channel, since you started watching the videos, my videos, which video was the one that you were like, oh, this is the reason why I want to subscribe to this? Which one was it for you? I would like, with my, I guess that you can do that when you have it on laptop. I wish I could write, like messages or like, just, put a message in there so everyone can see it. And also, I'm very close, guys, to have the membership um, available in the channel. So once I have the membership available, I'm going to also like offer like personal readings for for the people that become members of the channel, or or actually I don't know, like for example, if they have a specific thing that they want to see on the channel, or ask about an idol or a reading for an idol, and if they are members, they will have like sort of like um, um, how do you say this? The possibility to be chosen first. Mods first. Yes, exactly. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. You guys definitely did save did save my lives actually, because there are some people, some spamming, some bots, so I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. Yo llegué en una crisis y tú me salvaste, fue el destino. Ah, thank you, Miss Lluvia. But what was the video, or how did you find my content, Miss Tubia? That I know that we had like we had conversations on private, but yes, especially at this hour, I was like, oh, I better prepare myself. And which video was for you, Samara? Which video was like, or something that how you came up to my channel and you were like, oh, I'm going to stay here, or I just saw tarot reading on it. Por un cuadro en otro canal. Oh, oh, I remember, Miss Lluvia. I remember. Yes, I did make a comment on someone else's video. That actually was like because I was there, like just like part of the audience. Like I didn't just went there, as a tarot reader. But I usually don't like to interrupt people's like readings, because I think that yes, we can all have different views about, oh, this card means this and the other means this, and it's very personal, and also for respect of the person that did the reading, like it's their channel, not mine. But there was something about what this reader said that actually, and me not knowing the idol, I didn't know anything about the idol, but I felt this strong need to say something. I felt this strong need to say, like, I don't think that archetype means that he's a ladies' man, or that I don't know. I think that it was something of that sort, that there was this archetype, that it was like, um, you know, but because I saw the whole spread and I wasn't like agreeing what she was saying, I was like, since she's very cool, I was like, oh, probably she doesn't mind if I say something, since I was part of the community as well. And I was like, oh, I'm going to just type what I think I saw. And I did. And then, yes, that's how we met each other. Exactly, Miss Julia. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, like, like I tell you, sometimes, um, we always have to remember that male idols are men as well. They are men, and they probably have experiences, desires, and just situationships or relationships with others. That is not sometimes how we think, that, oh no, they're so busy working that they just don't have a life, because they told us that they are very busy. Yeah, but they can make it happen. It can happen. Opportunities can happen. But in that case, for that items, but in particular, I just didn't feel it. I was like, I have to say something, because I think that it would be very, like, I just didn't see him like that sort of man. I'm sure that there are men like this, but in his case, in that moment, I didn't see it like that. Oh, I don't remember. Do you remember, Miss Julia? I know it's someone that I follow. I know it's a tarot reader that I follow that reads K-pop, but I don't remember who it was. And I know that it was for TBSQ, right? For TBSQ, for your bias. And that's the reason why I was like, I didn't know much about TVSQ, I guess. It was a TVSQ, yes, it was about TVSQ member, leader. And actually, like, I didn't know anything about TVSQ, but I just jumped out of my instincts. I was like, I have to say something in the comment section. Um, just to add to the interpretation as a possibility, not to be like, oh, I'm going to refute what you said, something like that. Is it oracles? Hmm? No. Ah, yeah, I remember. I remember. It's the Lions Den, Samara. The Lions Den. That actually I do follow her because I like her interpretations. But in that case, when she said when there was something about the spread that I swear I never comment, except I always congratulate her for her work. But in that case, I was like so tempted to add to the interpretation. I love her. Yes, it was a long time ago. Yes, I love her actually. I love what she does. But and that's how with Miss Juvia we started talking for that, because I actually answer like part of the audience, like, because I follow her. Um, and I get really sorry when I miss the lives, because I cannot, like, I just love the whole atmosphere with the community that she has. It's I guess it makes me feel like, sometimes I don't understand much of, because each community, they have their own, like we do. We have our own subjects of conversations. We also have like our inside jokes and stuff. And sometimes I'm like, I don't understand exactly who they're talking about, but then I get it, and I just laugh so much. I just laugh so much. I love that community that she has. Mm, yeah. And also, Samara, like, I commented on one card. Yeah, yes, exactly. And all the girls the same. So I remember spending sometimes I was during her lives, and I would just laugh at the community, the comments. I would just laugh, and I was like, this is great. This is great. This is great. Um, and she also has that sort of community that you can speak about what you really think about a song, or about certain artists that maybe you are like, I didn't like that. It's not something that I enjoy. I understand that everyone enjoys it, but I can say it here, and no one is going to come with the fandom's Bible to hit me with it in the head. Like, oh, no, I didn't. I have to watch it. Oh, I have to watch it. Or did I? I think I did. I think I did play that she was talking about Geno, right? That Geno was one of the people that was. Ah, yeah. Geno with that moon in Sagittarius of his, you can always expect a moon in Sagittarius to be a bit, Sagittarius energy tend to be like this. I have Jupiter in the first house, and you know that I always mention that uh, I had a sort of opinions that would make people shook in real life. That I even was like, why did I say that? But I guess that's what Sagittarius does to you. It somehow makes you vomit things that you are like, why did you say that? Like, that's not, and there's no purpose, because then the Sagittarius energy doesn't remember what they say. It's like you just vomit what you want to say, and then if people are upset at you, you're like, I don't remember what I said. I guess I said something, but I don't see. There's a sort of naivety, Um, yeah. 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 Yeah, I listened to some of that part, yes. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. It's like, actually, yes, I did listen a few parts, but she kept like mentioning that she didn't know if it was Geno or if it was like maybe if it was someone else. But I was like, oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Like, it's, I don't know. That's why, sometimes when we say that, sometimes it's better not to get too close to the idol, in the sense of getting to know them, or, because sometimes it's like you see different sides of them that you are like, oh, you know, like, yeah, and in Stray Kids also. In Stray Kids, they had their thing with Chambin's weight, that, you know I was like, that's very unnecessary. And in The Voice we also have Hagnon. That Hagnon, it's his body build, it's very similar to Chambin. um and if you, of course, if you compare the other guy's physical structure with Hagnon, that has, the booty, um, he definitely is not, and he's a bit shorter, so he's not that, slim, and but he's a beautiful man, and I love his curves. Um, but I remember that every time they see him eating, because he does enjoy eating. But also, his emoji is a pig, or is a pig, like the nose of a pig. But, they were like, oh no, because his family runs, a pig farm, and he's from Jeju. But you know how they done a great job with Hagnon and his love of food, and the fact that you are always probably going to see him eating and enjoying what he eats. And actually he's very knowledgeable about food. He really likes, he enjoys food, but he's like very knowledgeable about food. And the good thing about what I see dynamic in The Voice is that Hagnon, with that Mars in Scorpio of his, He's a Pisces, you know. His moon is in Sagittarius. He's very smiley. He's very, you know, sweet. He's very like, oh, like all nice, all bubbly. But there's something energetically about Hagnon that when he's concentrated, specifically when he's eating, like it's not for you to make fun of him. So if someone ever said something to him, you know, about his weight or about how he's always eating, you know, because somehow these remarks, you know, like, oh, he's always eating, you know, oh, look how he's eating, you know, and you know, there's always zooming in on when he's doing it. When the others are doing it, they don't zoom in, but when he does it, they zoom in. But he looks so serious and concentrated and not apologetic at all at the fact that he is enjoying the food. So he's like owning the big emoji, you know, in the sense of like, yes, I work extra hours, a lot of hours in the practice room. So if I want to enjoy the food, I will. You know, so there's something about Hagnon that you don't want to see Hagnon angry. You know, he actually, his Mercy in Scorpio, I fear that Mercy in Scorpio of his. He is a master. He's a master of disguise, and he's a Pisces. You do not better, you do not mess with Pisces, you know, fluctuant and, you know, flexible energy because you can be surprised. But there's something that I really love about, you know, having this member that is associated with, oh, he's not like the rest, he's someone that he looks like a pig and they ask this big emoji, you know, and he just owns it like with such a pride, and also like telling you, yeah, so what, I enjoy food, so what, you know, like I love that. I love that. Like, master move. Master move. Mm. When you have a project like NCT, there is bound to be a mess. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and also when you do not have probably, you know, like people that um, people around you that can somehow be a sort of like guidance when it comes to be human, you know, like you know, like, you know, a therapist, someone empathic, someone human in there, you know, because these guys are treated like machines. Oh, I had like a lunch with my family members. And yes, because my friends are all on holidays. I mean, they are in summer vacation. They are at the beach. And some of them are in the provinces, in other provinces. I don't know. It's not that I have thousands of friends. I have four. But they are, you know, some of them have children, so they're also like enjoying that their children are on summer break, so they take them to vacation as well. And I believe that they are arriving next week. So when they arrive, we are going to have like celebration. But yes, I have like a lunch with my family members. Yes, it was nice, but you know, I wasn't really like really looking forward to it because it was very hot in here, guys. It was really hot, and honestly, when you live in the capital of Argentina, in the part where we live, that it's, you know, cement everywhere. It's not like we are near a park or near a place where there's a lot of trees, you know, and a lot of like oxygen. We have a lot of buildings, a lot of department around us. Everything is full of cement. So when it's hot, it's really annoyingly hot. So yeah, yeah. So we were like, yes, we were having asado, you know, it was very nice, but we were all dying because it was so hot. I think that January the 15th is the hottest day of summer. I believe it has, because it's not the first time that I felt like I was dying on the day of my birthday, dying of heat. Like, it's so humid and it's so uncomfortable, it seems like it doesn't matter, you don't want to move because you feel uncomfortable, and I do not own a pool, so yes, like 40 degrees, yes. So you are a bit like sleepy, like the heat makes you feel like low in energy. And also, I was telling my cousin that I don't know if I got like the flu, but I feel I have a headache, and I feel a bit like the other day I was during the live, I was how do you say, because it wasn't coughing, but it's like oh my god, my English words just vanishes. It's like when you have allergies. It's not coughing. It's the other thing. So I'm feeling a bit like I'm probably. Today is my boyfriend's birthday as well. Oh, that's great. That's great, Mariana. Say happy birthday. Sneezing, that. Thank you, Johnny Six Toes. Thank you. You always come in to save me. Sneezing, that one. Sometimes my English just vanishes, It's not that I'm an expert also in English, but there are some certain words that I do know them, but I'm like, they are gone in my head. They are gone. When I want to, like go grab them and be like, come here, they're gone. I love Johnny Sixto because she comes in, when you least expect it, but when you need it, like. Johnny Sixto, is Johnny your bias? It's going to be Johnny's birthday very soon. Oh, and next week, I have to start next week with the 2023 general readings for the groups, because I'm very behind with those, because then the Aquarius season is going to start, and we have a lot of Aquariuses to read for. So I will probably put all NCT members in one video, because like I will not end. Like, is Johnny keeping you money? Great. Um, Hechan is, um, but I do have to, like, do a reading for the groups, because I haven't done. I have done readings for the group, but not like career-wise for 2023. So yes, I will probably start with the Stray Kids, Samara. And who is your bias in NCT, Samara? See, this has like, like stuff in it. Oh, you don't stand them. But you do know a lot about them. Because I remember when we used to talk about SM groups, you always have like opinions. So somehow I know you know them. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did you pull cards for you? No, I had my friends actually pull cards for me yesterday. It was amazing actually, guys. She has this oracle that I don't know what is it called. She told me she just bought it. And I got the card of ask and receive. Or ask if you ask and you shall receive, something like that. Beautiful, beautiful card. I loved it. I loved my message. I loved my message, my birthday message. I spent a year learning about them. Then I was really disappointed. Who do you think, Samara, that is the least problematic, like group in that sense? Accordingly to your experience of you like observing them. Oh wow. All the time. And groups that you have seen that you are like, oh, they are still okay. Like I have hopes. Oh really? He called out Mark for his black scent. Wow. Yeah, I know that. I think that those things are important to know because um, I'm not a black person or a person of color, so I do not have a say in this. But yes, we do have to acknowledge these things because it's necessary. Because it's necessary, and especially coming from someone that speaks English at the same time. Because if you're like, oh, it's a Korean member that probably didn't know what it meant. I have lots of hope in K-pop. Yes, still listen. Yeah, yeah. That's like we always have this conversation here. That I think that we should like let them entertain us. Just take the music. If you enjoy the music, enjoy the performance, enjoy everything. But just don't like don't go that deep because you might get disappointed. At the other day I was like, there's always someone that makes this comment, especially on TikTok, that is like, oh, your idols are not that woke as you think they are. And actually, that's true. That's true. And I think that I also have like also a bit of, I don't like the word woke. I think that woke, to be woke, is marketing as well. It's not spirituality. I think that is marketing. Um, but well, I think that also there's like I always wonder this, like why there are people that really need to put their idols in this sort of pedestal of like, oh, my idol is wiser. He is the most kind of them all. He's the kindest of them all. He's a humanitarian. He is a visionary. He is a god. He is like, no, he's a guy in his 20s. Just, he's an entertainer. Oh no, but he's associated with UNICEF, with, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just don't understand why you have to put those labels on someone that you don't know. Of course, they must have their values. They must have their values. But like I always tell you, as long as there's a camera on on their faces, we never may know like actually who is behind this. This is their job. This is their job. I think that you shouldn't like pretend your idol to be woke or to be decent or to be like not decent, because I think that you can have like you definitely can sense like the people that really are a good person or not, but um that environment, that in the industry that they are in is full of fake people, is full of fakeness, is full of betrayals, is full of money hungry people. So, we cannot talk about being a humanitarian and selling albums. You have to be able to, like I tell you, there can be people in K-pop that does this, but you have to see them actually being committed to a cause and being constant in their work, in their attempts to do that. Oh no. Whoa, whoa. It's important to know. Yes, I'm white, but it's important to know that, and Korea is a country that take the skin tone. The word was used and abused. Their true selves come out when they. Mm. Mm. I know it's their job. I never cancel, but I wouldn't support someone that mistreat people. Yeah, it's just that that's why when I see tarot readings that they are like especially when they do like I because I know that there's a whole thing with BTS future spouses. There are some people on the internet that they claim that they are clairvoyant, that they are psychics, that they are mediums, and they are like, yes, because Jungkook's future wife is from another country. And they sort of describe this country and the tone because this is a foreigner. And she's like this and she's like that. And then they talk about the other members, like and they all conveniently are, their future spouses are going to be like, not Korean. They're going to be foreigners. And not white either, they're going to be like, and I'm like, I look at the views that this content has, and I'm like, oh, I get it. I get it. You have a huge following of the Lulus that really were looking forward this that you're saying that you see. Sometimes people don't want to see the truth, and of course that who BTS marry is their own, their own personal journey. But I think that you like being like a bit like, oh, it could be you, the one that is watching this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe because maybe it's JK is going to marry you. You know, and also like you heard like RM Namjoon in an interview that he had on this show where he actually talked and expressed very openly that he doesn't know if he believes in marriage or if he thinks that marriage is for him. So if the leader that actually is a very intelligent person, accordingly to my opinion of Namjoon, He's a very intelligent guy. I was like applauding. I swear, I was like applauses. I was like applauses. Thank you, Namjoon, for finally, like introducing the possibility that you could be an independent, mature, and modern individual that thinks by himself, that actually is considering or not considering marriage. You know, thank God, because I prefer to have an idol like this that speaks about the possibility of not wanting to get married, or actually thinking that marriage maybe is not for him, than to have these sort of very famous stars that they get married and everyone, the whole nation celebrates because, oh, they look so good together. They will have beautiful babies together. And then a few years later, you find out that that famous guy was abusing his wife. He was cheating on her. He was in a scandal, and then you're like, oh my God. But their wedding was the wedding of the century. And what does that has to do with being a loving husband and being a loyal person and having values and being in love? So, it's like it's not because they are beautiful and handsome and rich they are going to do better. No. So I was like, thank you, Namjoon, thank you. Yoongi, marry me. Yes, Yoongi, the least of them. Yoongi is like, come on. Don't let people have surgery like at Masamon's. You don't know what the baby gonna look like. Yeah, then they feel cheated. They are like, oh, that baby doesn't look like me. No. Oh my. Yeah, I saw a reader said RM needs to get married and have kids to help him feel better. Just being in a romantic relationship won't fix that. Can you imagine, a reader at being having this sort of like, permission to say what Namjoon should do with his life? Hello, Leona. Like this baby can look like a troll, yeah. Yes. That's why when they, I always laugh at this, and I'm like, when they talk about the Korean standard, I'm like, what Korean standard? The standard of having multiple surgeries in your face to not look Korean at all? That's the Korean standard? Thank you, Luna. I'm like, oh no, this has to fit the Korean standard. That standard is not Korean. Because Korean people don't look like that. Like, Korean people do not have V-shaped faces. They are not that white. I know, I seen them. So I'm like, the Korean standard, wow, no, you have to put the surgeon standard, the surgery standards, the standards of the knife, of going under the knife. Yes. You see that their faces really really guys, I mean, I'm not blind, please let me know that I'm not the only one, that whenever you see like a real Korean person, the first thing you see is that they have very rounded faces. And yes, they're skinny because if you notice the frame of their bodies, it's very small, it's very thin, but they have like they are not B-faced. They do not have B-face, rounded eyes. They do not have that. Their nose is not like straight. So don't please like. And actually, I think that their head actually, I think that maybe that's why they have this obsession with having this small face, or this small like head somehow, because they are like, oh, you have such a small head, and they say it like a compliment. But I think that maybe it's because they naturally, not all of them, but the people that I met, they have like, it's not a huge head, but if you compare it to the rest of their body, and because their build is very like narrow, the head looks like huge. Um, but I'm like the Korean standard, the standard of the surgeon. In what some celebrities are getting smaller eyes. Oh yes, before she reached 18. Like her face hasn't fully matured yet. Mhm. But they do have fuller cheeks. Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Um, yes, it doesn't look balanced. It's weird. Block shaped head. The small face is weird because, and it had happened to me. I had to stop watching K dramas because, like, the difference of course, because you cannot like make your head smaller. So yes, probably they have this like V shape or something that makes that the face look slimmer here, but the head is still huge. Like the top of the head is like this, and then the face is like this, and you're like, you're like, you cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. Like like, oh my god, like what's going on? Like stop it. Like there are some people that you're like, why did you do that? Be face. Like it would be better to just leave it the way it was. You know. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel so. I'm sure that the people that do not have those kinds of possibilities, I don't know, of having that procedure, so you don't have the money to go to have these surgeries. I don't know how their existence must be like. It must be very depressing. It must be really depressing. I know that if I went over there, I would be like discriminated. I would be discriminated, and I don't know if I would feel good about that. Like I don't know, like. But it's because we are used to a bit more diverse. Even though with the whole World Cup thing, that it really annoyed me because some people claiming that our country was discriminative because it happened to be a coincidence that all the players were white or Italian descendant or even French descendant, some German descendant. We have a lot of European descendants here, but guys, those football players are not the representation of the whole Argentinian population. You know, I mean, if you guys are here and you have been following me, I'm not blonde. I am brunette. And like me, regular people in the streets, there are tons like me. There are a lot of people like me, and I am Argentinian. So, you know, that's one thing that I was like a bit annoyed, you know, like, oh, because Argentina has white players, so, you know, oh, they do not have people of color. We do have people of color. They just didn't make it to the World Cup. But we do have them. We do have them. We do not have like a large population of people of color, but we are the mix of those people. Like we are a very diverse. But yeah, I also noticed it caught my attention that the players of the Argentina team that they were all white, like somehow in their complexions, the color of their eyes, you know, but they are not the representation of our population. You know, we are brunette people. It's like getting a BBL and they try so much. Maybe like in Brazil. I know that some get a gift for graduation to get plastic. Oh, yes. You would get more discriminated against for your accent more than anything. Oh, and then too. Oh my God. Majority of your population is white though. Like if this was Brazil, then I would understand the claims. Um, but I don't know if the majority. I don't know, Samara, if the majority of our population is white. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I know because I have my cousins and some of them are descendants of Russian and German. But the people that I came to know in my life, the people that went to school with me, the people that I see on the streets, we are brunette. Like we are, I don't know. We are, yes, but it's just that I think that it's sad, you know, because actually, I think that this the same happens with in Mexico. In Mexico, when people complain about the representation of on TV of you know the actors of telenovelas or of Mexican movies, you tend to see blonde-eyed people in Mexican movies, and you're like, oh, Mexican, they all must look like this. But no, actually, in Mexico, a lot of people are brunette. It's just that the famous people or the people that are just like the wealthiest, they are descendant of foreigners, you know, of European. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see that much white people here. Um, I don't know. I think that it's a bit glamorized. I know there are white people, but they're not that. I don't know. It's just that, you know, this is why I want to say this, because actually in Argentina, the thing of colorism, it also happens to us. You know, for example, you have different provinces in our country, and in the south side, that is more on the indigenous kind of side of the country, you have like indigenous descendant people, and they are brown. Their skin is brown, and they feel so not represented, you know, in the Argentinian culture, you know, because usually the tourists, the people that come to the country, they only come to Buenos Aires, and they just travel over here, and they just, yes, they found these European colonies here, so they go with that vision that we all look like that. But actually, in Argentina, there's a lot of other races, and we are descendant of, some of us are descendants of indigenous, Um, and they feel like their ethnicity is not represented enough here. That, and also I have to tell you also to get a certain job or to get a promotion, to get an opportunity. If you happen to be white or if you happen to be blonde, yes, you have more possibilities to be as accepted and to have that possibility that, for example, me, if I go, me, a brunette, a simple brunette, if I go and there's like a blonde, tall girl next to me, she's going to get it. She's going to get the job, not me. So that's why I tell you, like, we are not exempt of discrimination. It's a bit more silenced, it's a bit more silenced. There's a lot of speech here of acceptance, but the reality is that the white people get the better positions. Actually, if you go to a specific brand, I had gone to some training camps and some brands, and you go to their offices, to the headquarters of that brand, and all the employees are blonde with blue eyes. All the employees. And we, the brunette people, the regular people, we are the ones that are in the sales position, in the, dealing with the people, and the white people is the ones that are in the, in the headquarters, in the office, living like a very comfortable workday life. Yeah, like majority of Latin America, yes, the pioneers did the all in like the British did in us. That's probably the other folks' arguments for the team. Yes, sure. Sometimes I think they like to market like so tourist friendly because Brazil has a lot of black people, but the way they make it seem, yeah, actually, my last name is in Portuguese. My last name is Brazilian. So this is why I tell you I have a lot of mix in my blood. I come from different races, but yes, I have family in Brazil as well. Actually, I had been told that I look Brazilian, especially when I had curly hair. I looked a bit more Brazilian. But also I have like, like I have I don't know how you say it in English, but it's like, I wouldn't want to say like Asian eyes, but we have a way to say like the way of the eye that it's a bit like, and that also sets me apart from the other like. But I could also get it because of there are some Aborigine people that have like sort of like Asian sort of, they look a bit almond, that one. Thank you, Samara. Almond. But I also have, since I have like curly hair, like very wavy hair, very like um um yeah, I used to be also like mistaken for Hispanic. But I guess I cannot be Hispanic because I'm not white. I am brunette. My skin tends to get burned, like tanned very easily. So I'm not Hispanic. The Hispanic people are white. Even though their hair can be like. Actually, I was thinking if I can show you a picture of me with curly hair because I want to show you. I don't know if I have it like around. See if I can get this off. This one. I found this one that I'm back, guys. While you're back, I'm going to put some ice on my drink because it's whenever I put this on, I cannot take it then. I'm back, guys. I had found a picture. But I don't know if you can see it very well. Actually, I was much more skinny here. But are you on, guys? Are you here? I want to show you a picture of me and my mom. I don't know if you can see it. If you can see me and her, so I think that. Can you see it? Can you see it? I don't know if I'm pointing it well. Yeah. See, I had curly hair in there. It doesn't look that because it was very I had a lot of frizz in that because, but this one in one of my birthdays. I think that one, this was like probably 10 years ago. My mom, yes, she's a bit more blonde. She's a bit blondish. But she had always been blonde. But actually, her dad was a man of color. her dad was a man of color, but her mother was blonde. So she had brothers and sisters that were a bit like more white, and then she had others because they were sick. So you have three that were very more on the, on the dark skin, and then you had others that were a bit blonde, and she came out to be a bit blondish. But actually, my dad the opposite, because my dad had her mom was, I think that her mom was his mom was a descendant of German, but he came out to be like very dark skinned, except that the thing that he did heritage of her was her blue eyes. But him in color, he is a brunette. So yeah. Oh, you you want me to show you again? I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's just that. Can you see it, Samara? It was on my birthday. That's why we were very tan, because it was on my birthday. Like I always tell you, the hardest day of the year. You cannot see my wavy hair, actually. But do you see that I have like wavies? Yeah. But I used to have very wavy hair, a lot of hair, a lot of hair. I mean, I do have a lot of hair still, but I think that when you have it like heavy, and I was really skinny back then. This was 10 years ago, so I didn't have thyroids in there, so I was normal. What you mean unnecessarily curly? What do you mean, Samara? You cannot tell me. Please don't argue with me about what kind of hair I have, because I know what kind of hair I have. I'm going to show you. I'm going to find. I want to see if I can find, like, I know I have like a, a picture of me when I was. Let's see. And this is when I was two, but I don't know. I guess you can see. You can see that I have like wavy, like curly hair ever since. And this is me and the cat that scratched me on my face. Remember that I told you this anecdote? Of the cat that scratched my face? Yes, it's a huge cat. Huge. Huge cat. Yes. This is the one that scratched me on my face. Remember that I told you the anecdote. This is the one. And see, if we were talking about giant heads, we were talking about Asians having giant heads. If you notice my body, if you compare it to my head is huge. Huge. So it's not just being Asian; it's also being human. We have huge heads. We have huge heads. It's normal. Um, Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, maybe you know, Samara, because maybe what I maybe there's another term for the type of hair that I have, and since I don't know English, maybe I'm not like expressing well. Um, what I want to say is that my hair had always been like, you know, like these giant curls, you know, like, you know, when you have these curls that they would like start from here, um, with frizz, you know, with a lot of frizz also, because you have other kind of, you know, wavy hair where the wavy hair looks shiny. In my case, my hair had always been like dry, you know, like a very, I would always have to moisturize my hair, you know, use some oils or some, you know, leave-in conditioners or stuff like that. But yes, what I mean by curly is not the texture of the hair. It's more. I know what you mean when you say that yours is curly, because it's a different texture. Curly, when I say the, you know, the little the little rounds that they have, this is what I mean by curly. You know, the little the because it's not that it's wavy like this. It's more like this, like I don't know. I hope it makes sense. Did you cook the cat? Oh no, poor cat. No. And you know, this is why I think that I guess this is why I always loved different, you know, because you know, I always told you that my mom, she had like a like a broken bone in her leg that it made her limp, you know. So somehow she always dealt with that, you know. And at the same time, I remember this cat, he had like um, he had his eye, I mean, his eye got exploded. His eyeball got exploded because he fought with another cat. Because he wasn't he was ours, but he didn't live with us in the house, but he was ours. But he would live on the roof. So he would fight other cats. And before I arrived, you know, maybe when he was a young cat, he fought with another cat, and that cat like really hurt his eye. And his eye, it seems like his eye exploded. And he had this, I would always say that he had like this like huge thing, um like his eye wasn't removed, it just stayed there like that, you know, like that, like swallowed like that. So if he would fight other cats, they would scratch him again and he would bleed. So that cat had that also. He was different like that because he didn't have like his eye removed. It was just there, like all there, like like that's why I was lost. No, 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 no. His name was Tito. His name was Tito. No, he was a sweet cat. It's just that, you know, he had a very, at least from what I remember, I think that they didn't take care of him properly, you know, because I believe that he was brought into my house. He was already a grown cat when he was brought into my house, by my grandma's brother, you know, So somehow they never took care of him. You know, it was like, yes, the cat was around, but no one took care of the cat. So he would live with that huge thing on his eye, you know, and it was so cruel. And I better do not tell you how they nurture him, because it's very wild. It's very heartbreaking. Poor cat. So he had a tough life. He lived, I believe he lived for 17 years. Because when I was born, he was already 13. So, and he was around when I was 9 still. So, yes, probably near 20 years. 20 years. Yes. Mm. Yes. The lack of care, yes. It's just that he would have to fight others because they would come in his territory, and he would live on the roof because he wasn't allowed inside of our house. I think that he was allowed, I mean, to be in the garden and to be, I don't know, maybe they would feed him. Yes, over there, but during the night he would have to like sleep outside. So, yes, he was left to his luck, poor cat. Um, so yeah, I really love him. I think, except when he scratched me, but I always had like a huge like love for him. Because he was, when I met him, he was old already. So you know, I didn't have like I didn't play with him nor anything. This is why I guess also he taught me to be like very patient with cats and very respectful with cats, because I always had like adult cats, you know, adult cats. So these were cats that wouldn't play with you, that I wasn't allowed to play with them as well, because they were like, get away from the cat, don't bother the cat, don't bother, you know, like so yeah, I never was the kind of kid that would always follow around. I love cats ever since I was young, but I never had a very, until like I had my own cat, but I never had the very cuddly cat, you know, very loving. No. Poor kitty, yes. Yes. Very traumatic. That guy, that cat, I swear he must be very traumatized. He must have been very traumatized because he didn't have it easy. I think that whole thing that he had in his eye, can you imagine how it must have hurt to have that thing hanging in there? Oh my. Yes, he did live a long life. Yes. That's the reality. You know, they always say that the more you take care of your pet, the more they caught diseases. And the cats that live on the roof, they live longer, and they sleep outside. They have a lot of like confrontations with other cats, with people also. So they are run by cars, you know, like everything happens to them. But I don't know. I don't know. Somehow they survive. They build a sort of like immune system. I don't know. What are you watching nowadays, guys? Are you watching any series? Any? I finished Alice in Borderland. You know, I was thinking that I would want to do like a series with us talking about K dramas, you know, and just, you know, like somehow studying a K drama in particular and being like, okay, what sign do you think this character would be? You know, and somehow like thinking about their energies so we can like exercise our intuition. Yeah, me too. I also feel very sorry for them. Like I cannot stand to see animals suffering. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Like it's not that I can stand seeing another person suffer. But if I see an animal suffer, oh my, I just cannot. I cannot. It just breaks my heart. Ah, Samara! I'm watching the same. Samara, I'm watching the same. And I also, like, I finished The Glory, and also I'm watching the same. The Makani, yes, cooking for the Maiko household. Yes, I'm in episode 3 or 4, I believe. It's so cute, yes. It's so cute. And that's also something very refreshing about also about Japanese dramas is that the people look real, like, like, like they are Asians, yes, but they, in the sense that I'm sure that for you to be an actor, for you to be a famous actress or a lead actor or a female lead, you have to be like beautiful, of course. But there's something about the shape of their noses, their, the different shades in their faces that you're like, oh, that's so natural. Like, definitely you do not see this in K dramas. In K dramas, the whitewashing really annoys me so much. The whitewashing, it annoys me so much. Like, I just cannot comprehend this. I cannot. And the noses, they all look the same. I just hate it so much. But when I see like Japanese productions and I look at their faces, when they do this zoom, and you look at the distinctive shape of their face, of their nose, and you're like, oh, that's a real nose. And you look at their freckles, for example, and you're like, oh, or you look at someone that is like tan, and you're like, wow, like, oh, I think I will resume to that tonight. No, but isn't it refreshing, Samara? For me, it's so refreshing because I swear I had to stop. I had to stop watching K dramas because of the fakeness of their noses, the fakeness in their, like, there's something in the, like, I don't get it. I don't get I don't get it. Like, I just want to see regular people. Fun so much. I watch Glory and Love Catcher. I do like Japanese dramas, yes. Are you enjoying the Glory, Luna? For me, I did skip the parts that I had to skip it because I couldn't. Like, I don't know why my table moves so much. Some extras I have to skip. Vanessa said your abnormal features weird me out. Yes. I cannot stand it. Your bee-faced and your giant head doesn't match. So I swear. And I'm the kind of person that if I see it, I cannot unsee it. Like, if I notice it, I cannot unsee it. It goes against my. But the Glory I did enjoy. I went through you know, the whole situation. Like, I'm really invested. Like, really, I'm really invested in that sense. I'm watching my cat struggling to open a window. And I don't know why she's so desperate to enter. But this is not Luna. This is Negrita. I hate when I hate it when their faces don't move. I'm sorry. I hate it when their faces don't move. The lead bully in Glory, she was extremely obvious. Yes. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come say hi. Now that you're a stomach. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. She's looking at the cake. She's looking at the cake. She is like this. Where food is, she is. And there comes Luna. There comes Luna. Stop fighting. They fight each other. Yeah, and I was like, and she was so. I guess it's made on purpose that she's like the main bully. The main bully, yes, it's very like annoyingly like she was so ugly for me. Like really, like I couldn't understand like her appeal. Like for me, she was so ugly. Every time they would like zoom on her face, I was like, oh my god, that's attractive for you. That's a bit anorexic for me. Like like I didn't get like she looks so weird. She looks so weird. Like, when she would laugh and she would like, you would move aside of her face. I was like, you're so ugly. Like, I don't understand. I was like, you're supposed to be the one in charge here. Like, oh my god. And they're so skinny, guys. Like I understand like to stay healthy and of course that when you see shows everyone is skinny, but too skinny, like is that attractive? Is that attractive? For me, if I would meet them, I would be like, are you okay? Like, I was watching a Korean dating show, their version of Kirby is crazy. No, really? Which one? Which one are you? Oh yes, when they say curvy, it's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my god. And this is one of the things that I guess in my case, when I got thyroid, I actually was able to gain a bit of weight on my arms. That my arms is a side that I don't like. For example, I don't like you know to have weight like I don't like my arms like this because I used to have like very skinny arms and now like I don't. I have stretch marks. Like I don't get it. But I was able to gain weight in my arms and also in the part of my legs because I used to have like also be very skinny in the legs and have like two sticks for a leg. So in that sense, since I'm from Latin America, but I never was curvy. You know, I never was like a curvilicious person. So now that with the years I gain weight, it seems like I'm very comfortable with it because somehow it gave me curves, you know, in places that I didn't have. So I like enjoy it, you know, somehow. And that's why when people are like, oh, like, are you doing a sort of diet and how do you control your weight with thyroids? And I'm like, I don't control them at all. First of all, thyroids, you cannot control it. I can have a glass of water and a glass of beer and it's the same. I would gain weight or I would swallow, my body would get like swallow anyways. So it's not about doing a diet and you just lose the weight. So in that case, I can say that maybe I did have a bit of heritage of a sort of Asian part of my family because I never had like, beside me being from Latin America, I never was like a woman with shape. You know, I would always have like very narrow hips. I do not have a booty. I do not have it. I used to have very thin legs, you know, and not and chest. No, I don't. So I had always been very slim, plain slim, you know. So when I gained a bit of weight, I was like, oh, okay, this must be like. You know, like how you feel when you have like certain curves, you know. So for me it's like I don't struggle with weight, you know. I just try to feel comfortable um with, you know, with my own body, and just as long as I feel healthy I will stay that way. I refuse to watch Singles Inferno because I don't want to give self an ulcer watching it. An ulcer. Yeah, I wanted to start watching it, but as soon as it started, the first 10 minutes, I was no, this is so annoying for me. I stopped, and eventually I do watch a few TikTokers that do some reviews and some funny comments about the participants, you know, of the shows. The one that I did found very cute, it's there's like a Japanese one that is also on Netflix that I believe that it's like First Sight, Love at First Sight, or Love Out of Sight. I don't see. I don't remember exactly the name. Ah, Love is Blind. I think that is called Love is Blind. Wait, guys, I'm going to open the window for my cat because she's going crazy. She oh my. So is there any news in the K-pop world? There's a lot of dating rumors, right? There's a lot of like people like assuming they have certain like um, evidence of idols dating certain people. Like I don't, Skip is a more of a comedy, but has dating part of it. Oh, the other day I was watching this TikTok, but you know that you cannot trust anything that it's said on TikTok because it's only people speculating. But they were talking about this Le Sserafim member that she could potentially be dating TXT Jeonjun, and I was like, oh my god, poor girl. Like, and I was like, I think that ever since Hype announced that they were going to have like female groups, you know, I was like, oh, this is going to be the end of the end because it's bound to happen. It's like it could happen, but I think that people would start making associations, you know, and just I feel sad for the girls, you know, because it's like I don't see anyone like actually like bothering him. They more like always bother the female in question, you know. They harass the female in question, so it's very unfair. Yeah, Junjin and Jeonjun. Mm. Oh, also the debate over Jackson's health. Also, right, I saw that the girl just dropped a song about not treating idols like dolls. Yes, I definitely I did enjoy that song. I liked it. Very profound. I liked it. I said, I hope he's consoling her, giving her kisses, because there ain't nothing Moss can do about it. Now people dragging her over dating news. Yes, yes. It's like I was like, oh, and wait because this is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. I was like, oh, this is the other day. I was like thinking about it. I was like, because you know, Les Seraphim girls. I wouldn't say new jeans because new jeans are very young, but wait for it, because once they become like more adults, like the associations are going to start to happen, you know, because you know fandoms, specifically certain fandoms, you know, like the fear of a female energy approaching or being near your idol is like threat. You know, they feel threatened. They feel like, you know, that cannot happen, you know. So definitely I fear for those girl groups. I fear for them. I fear for, because Les Serafin, because of the age, is a bit more closer to the males that are in that company. So, and they are beautiful, they are talented, and yes, of course, you know, it can happen, of course, the possibilities. But I'm like, it's always about, you know, like it's always the hate, it's towards the female involved. It's never like, I don't think that the hate shouldn't go to either ways, you know, no, nor him, nor her, but it's always like the female, like, come on, like, yes. What? No pega ni con pega tanque. Yes. Junjin is better than me because I'm pretty. I would be on his love next life. I'm petty. I Junji is better than me because I'm petty. I will be on his lap next life. Yes, totally. Claim your, claim your territory. Let me stop. Did you know that Eon Chai is Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter in Scorpio? Really? Who is Enchao? Enchao, Eon Chai. Not the quadruple Scorpio. And why do not I do not know who she is? Is she hiding under a rock? She's so cute, but a mini demon. Oh, is she? Oh, the magnet. Oh, maybe that's the reason. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason why I knew that the girl that left was a Scorpio, but I didn't remember they had the magnet. Mm. She's very cute, very cute. But yeah, I was reflecting. I was thinking, tomorrow I was like, oh, maybe I should pull some cards to see how she's doing, judging how she's doing about this. Um, I should pull a few cards for her to see how she's doing. Hey, Diana. I also wanted to pull cards for Hechan, but I don't know because is he in hiatus, Hechan? Yes, I heard. Mm, poor guy. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, but I wanted to pull some cards for her to see her perspective as a female. How, what if the cards let us know how she's feeling about this situation? I would love to read for her, and also to create a sort of like awareness and also empathy towards the female audience. If there are some people that really would like to hear and are open to hear the perspective coming from her, because I understand that he has a lot of fans. Remember, I talked about this about TXT, especially him. He is adored by the fans. He is the favorite of a lot of people. I get it, but at the same time, it's like come on, you cannot like harass a girl like a young female like this. And of course, what do you expect? They are young, they are talented, they are gifted, they are like working really hard to be there. It's not like they were picked just because they are working really hard. So I think that the possibility of having like a connection with someone, and this is something that I also think, I don't know why, I read somewhere, I don't know if someone pulled cards for the two of them, and someone was like saying, according to what they got in the cards, that it was something very brief because it started as something like romantic, like an attraction, mutual attraction, but then eventually, I don't know if it was him, the one that he was like, oh, maybe, like I'm not looking for something serious, like, like this is, this was fun, but, let's not continue, or and I was like, this is the reason why I don't do like these shipping readings or these rumor readings involving two people, because you sometimes might get this sort of energy, in the sense that maybe they just saw each other a couple of times and that's it. And that's not for you to form a sort of like, oh, let's start a fan club of these two, because maybe it was just something that happened spontaneously, but it didn't it didn't last. It wasn't a relationship. It wasn't. And I think that sometimes the fans need to also like open their perspective and open their minds to the possibilities that their favorite idols can hook up with people and have like meaningless relationships or connections, and that it's not just about It's not like, oh, this person is the love of my life. I'm going to date this person. It's more like exploring their sexuality, exploring their desires, exploring the attraction, like how does this person make me feel? Like, is this an option? How does this make me feel? Like, like do I have fun when I'm with this person? Like, it can be like an experiment as well. Not everything end up in wedding, and soulmates. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Imagine Samara decorating Junjun's hair with her crunchies. So the company tried to steal from WhatsApp too. They gave the fan Ron. Oh, Ron had dressed twice, but told them to prepare. No. Wow. Yeah, thank you for scrunchies. Mayana will be decorating him with kisses, not scrunchies. Samara. My man, my man. At least Junjin got a chance. None of these fans do. The fan clubs for idols is weird. For real, they probably fought each other, wore hot, but that's it. Idol couples, yes. Heavy Neptune, Heavy Neptune and K-pop. Oh my, no. A heavy idealization, really heavy idealization. I think that it's more interesting this sort of like fans that they really are like, no, he's not interested in her because he's dating a team member or because he's in love with this team member, and it's like, are you serious? Like, I don't know. I'm just laughing at what Luna is doing. She throw a little book, a little white book of the tarot deck. She threw it from a furniture. She dropped it to the ground, and now she's like kicking it. She's like scratching it. She's hilarious. Guys, out of topic, but I'm going to tell you out of topic, but I'm going to tell you traditional like shake from Venezuela. It's called chicha. Okay. It's a drink made with rice and milk and sugar. I wouldn't be able to drink it because it has milk on it, but I'm sure it's delicious. I think it rings a bell. I think that I heard someone talking about it. and I cannot remember who. Put milk, rice, sugar in a blender, and if you want cinnamon, then strain it. That's it. You know, it does remind me of something that we have here that is called like arroz con leche. I believe it's similar. Oh yes, but I don't drink any kind of milk. No, because it's not about if it has lactose or not. It's more that I associate the color. Because if it looks like milk, I would not have it. Like unconsciously, the image just makes me like refuse it. Like it makes me feel sick. But I think that yes, it's very similar. The ingredients does remind me of arroz con leche. Yeah, but just the the image of it makes me want to vomit. I'm sorry. Like it just makes me feel bad. I don't know why, because I am like this. Like I know a lot of people had like actually I remember once when I was younger, they tried to make me like also have this banana milk shake. And 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 you know that because it has like a bit of banana, it's a bit like yellowish, so it's not entirely white. But I don't know why it would make me feel nauseous, because I would associate that it has milk on it and it does look like milk, so I would refuse to it would make me feel bad. That's how I am with mayonnaise. I'm allergic to eggs. Yes, it's like your brain associates it. It's oh yeah. In Venezuela, we make arroz con leche. It's not the same because it's to drink. Oh, I get it. Yes, it's like a shake. Yeah, it's not the same. Oh, yes. You want to share what you're drinking. Ah, okay. I tell you because I'm drinking chicha and I wanted to share with you. Oh, yeah, it's great to know it. Yes. Yes, because it also like expands your mind about, I also learned a lot about Venezuela in these few months that I had this coworker that she's Venezuelan. She also made me try a lot of their the arepas and all the things that I just didn't know. And I also like cook asado for her in my house. So we somehow exchange you know, um, our foods, and it was nice. It's really nice. It's really nice because you expand your, like somehow you expand also your. Here is Luna. You wanted to pay a visit as well. Say hi, Luna. Hola, Di. Di, hola. Hola, Di. Say hi to the people. Say hi, say hi. She wants to eat the cake that is over there. That's why she's coming. And she's so sleepy. And she's so sleepy. She wants to sleep. I'm not allergic to cats, but sometimes their fur is a bit like, especially hair. Luna loses a lot of hair in summer. Yeah. Yes, cats are great. I'm not doing anything. I'm not after anything. Yes, just your love. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, they are smart. They are smart. They definitely know. Sometimes I feel like I'm always like talking to her and I'm like, don't do this, don't do that, like stop it. And she knows. She knows I'm talking to her. She knows what I'm talking about. It's amazing. It's amazing. She knows. And she's also a drama queen. She's very much on the victim side. She complains a lot. She meows a lot. It's like she talks back. Um, but yeah, the movie that I'm definitely waiting, but I think that it's going to take a while, is going to be like Utah's movie. Definitely Utah's movie. I think that I saw that that it's on Indonesia. I think that it's available, but here I don't think it's going to get here. I don't understand why they don't just like release it on Netflix and that's it. I don't get it. Like I don't know why they keep the suspense. Maria, what is her sign? I think that because I don't. She could be a Pisces, or Luna could be a Pisces, or an Aries sun, because she was a bit in the middle when I got her. She was a gift from my mom. Actually, my mom gave her to me after my other cat passed away. So she could be like a Pisces or an Aries sun. And Negrita, the one that is a bit more wild, that is my dad's cat, the black one, she is an Aquarius. She is an Aquarius. The cat that I had before Luna, Preta, she was a Scorpio. Preta was a Scorpio cat. And she behaved like a Scorpio. She was a whole Scorpio, a Scorpio cat. She was like beautiful, beautiful, like a typical Scorpio cat. She had even, she was very fluffy, she had like, it looked like she had eyeliner here, like beautiful, beautiful cat. I believe I have a picture of her near. Here I found, today is picture time because I found a picture of Preta. This was my cat before Luna. She was a Scorpio. And she definitely behaved like a Scorpio cat. And I was like, oh, I would always like talk to her because she was very fluffy. In her, she was very hairy, but fluffy kind of braid of cat. And she would have like this like mole here. So I would be like her Marilyn Monroe kind of mole here. And, with her, being very sexy stuff, very beautiful, beautiful female cat, beautiful female energy. In the case of Luna, since she is white, she's entirely white. Sometimes people confuse them for a cat, like a male cat. And in the case of Negrita, the same, because Negrita is very black. It's whole black. But in the case of Preta had this vibe that it definitely like gave away that she was a female, And but I also had a male cat that was the same color as hers, but gray and also white. But because she was fluffy and very like yes, hair is staring at my soul, exactly. Whenever I wanted to like take a picture of her, she would look straight at the camera. And this is something that that's why I would always be like, I would always remember that she was a Scorpio, because she would always cut me. I think that all the pictures that I have of her was always her looking at me, looking at the camera, like straight at the camera. And in the case of Luna and in the case of Negrita, it's really hard for me. Negrita sometimes, but for me to get Luna to look at the straight to the camera, to get a picture of her looking at me, it's a bit impossible. Yes, I always want to take pretty pictures of her, but then I'm like, Luna, look here, and she doesn't look. She doesn't look. So most of the pictures that I have of Luna is Luna looking elsewhere. Like Luna looking elsewhere, or if she's like somehow looking at me, she's always looking at the ground. And then I have to edit the picture so it can show that she's looking at me. But in the case of Preta was very like, and also I think that this picture also, I took this picture with this very old camera that had a huge flash. So probably this was because she was staring at the camera very strong because of the light. But she was that sort of cat, she would look at you straight at the picture, straight at the camera. She would be like, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why are you taking my picture? Like, I'm watching you. But beautiful, beautiful cat, beautiful. I think that's, I mean, I think that for us that we own pets, always our pets are the most beautiful. But I think that for me, Preta was the most beautiful cat I ever had. Like in the case of Luna and Negrita, they are both beautiful, but they are not like breathtaking beautiful. I think that if I send I send them to a contest, they are not going to win anything. And also like Luna, because because she's a white cat, the white cats tend to have like skin conditions, and a lot of health issues because of the white fur, you know. Luna even has to wear sunscreen in summer, so you know, and she tends to get damage in her skin. So I think that in the case of, you know, the most beautiful cat, I would say it's between, you know, the first cat, the huge cat that I had in my childhood, Tito, the huge cat. He was also very fluffy, very like with a lot of hair. I love those cats, you know, that have like a lot of hair, a lot of fur. And yes, Preta also. She was very fluffy, very, you know, and it was, you know, you had to see her like when she used to go to the back garden, especially when it was a bit like, you know, the dirt, the part of the garden was a bit like humid. So you will have to see her with her white paws, because she had like the part of her paws were white. So she would go like this, you know, like a lady, you know, trying not to get dirt on her toes, you know. So she was very like delicate in that sense. Where the other ones that I have today, they don't mind. They just go and do their thing. Okay, guys. I had shown you pictures. I had done a sort of mukbang here, like trying to taste a bit of this very sweet cake. Um, and we had been talking and also sharing a lot of points of view about K dramas and dramas in general. So yes, guys, it's been a long day, so I'm going to get some rest because tomorrow it's Monday. We have to start all over our week. So yes, guys. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot that you're here in this live. I know that you probably have like are very tired and you have to also like, you know, um, get your schedules and stuff, because tomorrow it's in a couple of hours we start our week. So thank you so much for staying with me. And yes, so yes, tomorrow and another week that we have to keep trying hard to keep working. So thank you for being here and joining this live that it was very late. So thank you. Bye.